Hey guys, what's up? It's Trunks, and I'm coming at you guys today with another strategy guide. This one is going to be for the Town Hall 9 GoBoLaLoon. We'll go ahead and get into the first recap for you, or replay. Basically, the strategy is, and you'll see on every single one of these, you want to bring at least 2 golems and 2 hounds. You want bowlers in your clan castle, 4 wall breakers. You're going to have a jump, a rage, and a heal for your kill squad. Then basically from there, you can decide if you want to bring a poison, 2 poisons, 2 haste, or 3 haste. That's your call. And then the rest of your troops are going to be funneling troops, whether it be wizards, baby dragons, minions, and then everything else there will be filled in with loons. So we'll go ahead and get into this. The idea is that you want to start off with 2 golems to make a wide funnel, allow them to take a good portion, and then get down your funneling troops behind that. Like I said, whether it's wizards, baby dragons, or minions, you're then going to want to wall breaker into one portion of the base, and then you're going to place a jump down with the objective to attempt to get at least 2 to 3 air defenses, the clan castle and the enemy queen out of the picture if you can. As you can see, he brings in the bowlers behind the golems, so that way they are tanking. You're going to want to get the rage down on that group, so that way the bowlers can start demolishing the core of the base. And you're also going to want to put down a heal. The objective of the heal, you want to place roughly over the jump or closer towards the core of the base. This will help not only keep your bowlers up in case if there are any giant bombs that are missed by the golems, but it will also help keep your golems up tanking just for a little bit longer. It doesn't give them a ton of health since it works better on groups, but it does give them enough to allow them to stay up a little bit longer. Once you get the core of the base down, you're then going to want to start your lava loon portion on the last air defense that you have remaining. You're going to want to send your first hound to the longest distance from where you will be having your loons path over to try to soak up as many traps as possible, and then you'll follow in on that final air defense with a second hound, and then you're just going to basically target loons towards the towers that are on the outside of the base. As you can see, Super Saiyan on this one, he had about 12 to 13 loons that he was able to target around the base, and in the end, pretty much all of the loons are standing. We'll go ahead and get into the next replay, and we'll show you kind of the same thing, what we just discussed, and you'll be able to see it again. We have number man 37 coming in, basically displaying the same strategy. He comes in with the 2 golem funnel. He gets some wizards around the outside to go ahead and funnel. And then once he sees that, he'll send down, like I said, you're going to want to have 4 wall breakers. The first one will be a test. As you can see, he sent 1 test and was able to trip the single bomb. That single bomb, if you don't send a test wall breaker, can mess up the whole strategy because it can take out your wall breakers or cause them to fail. He then brings a poison for the clan castle, gets that rage down on those bowlers and the queen, so that way they're able to deal with that clan castle pretty quick. He goes ahead and drops the first 2 air defenses are there, and then as the bowlers and the heroes are coming through the core of the base, he gets the heal down. The Barb King ends up getting over there to where the queen's at and tanking while the queen is standing in the back, finishing off the 3rd air defense, and then eventually she steps up, he uses the ability, and she's able to take out the enemy queen. You'll then see, like I said, he brings in the first hound and then trails in loons behind those, targeting specific buildings, then sends in the second hound coming from another direction to soak up other traps with additional loons behind those to soak up or to take out those outside buildings. He then has a couple wizards. As you can see, he gets that cleanup down early, and you basically want to start that cleanup almost behind your loons, so that way they are working while your loons are working through the base to have that cleanup done. The last thing you want is to completely demolish the base with the lava loon portion and then lose at the end because your cleanup was put down too late. So once you have your first group of loons down and you see that everything is going well, you can go ahead and start that cleanup early. Or you can save a few loons in the end. I believe number man 37 has a few left over. As you can see, once all of the final defenses are down, you can then basically use your loons to drop them on buildings, and they will act as cleanup, as they will not target they won't have any other defenses to target, so they will go straight to the final remaining buildings that are left. We will go ahead and take a look at one more example. This one's coming in from Evil Playa, but basically he's coming in with the exact same strategy again. As I said, the funneling troops are mixed up a little bit, but the general core composition of the troops is the same. One thing to look for when you want to perform this attack is you can notice on this base, both expos are on the ground, so that helps out tremendously once you get to the second portion of the raid, as he will basically be down 2 defenses by the time your loons and lava hounds are coming through the base. Test wall breaker went down, and the remaining wall breakers came in a little bit early. So as you see, the single bomb was able to take them out, but he's able to use the jump to still enter the base. If that ever happens, you do have the option to do that. Once the rage gets down, your bowlers, Barb King, all of them, they will be able to rip through these walls relatively quick. Even though this base has maxed out walls for a Town Hall 9, he's still able to get into the core of the base. He gets down 2 air defenses. And then, as you can see, the golems are pretty much tanking. He still has the Barb King queen up with her ability, but he's able to go ahead and start the LaLoon portion on the back of the base because he knows that that queen will be able to get over there in time for this. But once again, as you can see, 2 loons or 2 lava hounds into that air defense, and then he basically trails in loons behind that as the queen is taking down the 3rd air defense, and then he pretty much has remaining loons for the cleanup. But once again, the basic strategy that you want to do is have 2 golems go down in the beginning, and you want to get your funneling troops down behind them so that they are able to create a wide funnel, so that when you go to drop your bowlers, your queen, and your Barb King, they will be able to walk straight into the base. You'll want to send in 1 test wall breaker where you want to wall breaker in at to make sure there are no outside traps. And then once you have established that, you can go ahead and send in the remaining wall breakers, and then give your golems a couple seconds so that way they redirect and are in front of all your troops. You're then basically going to follow up your golems with your king, queen, and the clan castle bowlers. You'll want to access a jump roughly in the core of the base so that way you can attempt to take out 3 air defenses. And then you will want to get a rage down on the kill squad. If you have a poison, use a poison on the clan castle so that way you can deal with it faster. And then you're basically looking to use that heal in the core of the base where the potential big bombs are, so that way they don't take out your bowlers. This will also help to keep them up longer so that way they can work underneath that rage and in the core longer to take out more defenses and get more air defenses for you and any other point targeting defenses that could affect your LaLoon portion of the attack. You'll also want to try to attempt to get the queen with your kill squad, so that way your LaLoon portion has greater success. The idea of sending the hounds in is you want the first one to take a long path to trail over a couple of defenses as it's heading towards the first air defense or the last one, and then you're going to trail in loons behind those to take out those point defenses. And then you'll send in your second hound from a different direction with more loons behind those to take out the remaining buildings. Always save a few loons in the end. If the last tower you're ending on is going to be a wizard tower, you don't want your loons that you started the raid with to clump up together and then end on a wizard tower, because a wizard tower could do a lot of damage to them. So always try to save 1 to 2 loons, and when your remaining group is heading towards that last wizard tower, you want to drop that last loon so the wizard tower targets the single loon instead of your group. And then once you start your LaLoon portion of the raid, you can always start getting some of your cleanup troops down, so that way they can work early and you can have enough time in the end to completely demolish the base and not lose the 3-star because of time. But that's going to wrap up things today, guys. If you have any comments or questions, go ahead and leave them in the bottom. If you like what you have seen, hit the subscribe button. But until next time, guys, this is Trunk signing out.